Welcome to the segment we call It Takes an Idiom to Know One, hosted by Sarcastic Scott, Jurassic John, and Artistic Ali.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, John.
So here we are for the idiom part of our podcast.
Fantastic. Do you have one that you want to talk about?
Oh, yes, I do.
And what idiom would that be?
It's the elephant in the room.
Ah, one of my favorites.
Oh, really?
So, John, tell us, or how do you use the elephant in the room idiom?
The elephant in the room is usually something that a subject or a topic that we aren't talking about, even though it's pretty obvious.
Okay.
So,
sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have an example for us today?
Yeah. Actually, I've used it a couple of times in the last 2 weeks. And one example was, it's a little bit personal, but I was talking with a friend of mine and he was telling me about his problems keeping fit and his weight and going to the gym and problems with breathing. And we'll sort of talking about that a little bit, but I felt like he was missing the elephant in the room.
Which would be?
He's smoking. He's a heavy smoker.
Okay.
So in this case, and I said to him, hey, let's call him Joe. Joe, don't you think you're missing the elephant in the room? He said, what's that? And I said, you're smoking.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did he say?
Well, he didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And John, where do you think this comes from? What are the origins of the elephant in the room?
Well, actually, I had to look it up because I didn't know, but it came from Russia.
Okay.
From a fabulist. You know what a fabulist is, Scott?
I don't know what a fabulist is.
It's not somebody that's very good at being fabulous or somebody that's against people that are being fabulous, which you might assume. But actually, Ivan Krylov, a Russian fabulist, used it in a story called The Inquisitive Man, where a guy went to a museum and told his friend about it, about all the lovely things in the museum, all the little things, but he didn't tell him about the elephant that was in the room.
So there actually was an elephant in the room.
In this case, yes. And then a couple of 100 years later, we started to see the use of this in the US and throughout England, and I guess it developed.
Okay, so it's something obvious that no one wants to talk about.
That's right.
Perfect. Thank you for listening to Inlingua Podcast, live from Dessau. We hope you stay tuned for more episodes.